Hey, in the video you're about to watch, I just talk about it as though it's the same distance, 500 meters for everyone today. And it's not. It's 500 for the men, 400 for the women. Of course, women, you always have the right to do the men's distance if you want. I just wanted to point that out at the top of the video because it's very sexist. I do that a lot and I'm sorry. So watch the rest of the video. I made a lot of good points, so I didn't want to have to refilm it. All of my points still stand. Ladies, you should be able to do 400 meters in less than 2.5 minutes. If we all do it that way, this class will make a lot of sense. All right, watch the rest of the video. Here we go. We're back, guys. This is head coach Tim here, and this is Thursday, April 25th, and it's Threshold Thursday. So we're kind of back to doing the basics, and you know, we get the question all the time. I'm like a straw man, right? I'm acting like we get this question all the time. We get it sometimes. We get it here and there. But the question is, Coach, how do I build my engine? Like, how do I get better at not feeling so tired during CrossFit WODs all the time? Like, I'm constantly running out of steam doing the bread and butter CrossFit stuff, which are couplets and triplets with skills or weightlifting built in. And the unfortunate answer is that the way that you build an engine is through two main things. One, long cardio, so we call it zone 2, basically getting into a conversational pace and just having that heart elevated to zone 2. Zone 5 is the most. Zone 2 is like, I can talk still, and staying there for a long time. But the other end of that spectrum that's just as valuable is sprinting, is doing big sprints in intervals. So the reason that these are important for building an engine, particularly for CrossFitters, is that zone 2 and sprinting are things that you can and should do unencumbered by other skills and or weightlifting movements. Those just get in the way. Those prevent us from reaching our maximum potential during workouts because they are an obstacle, right? If I'm asking you to lift weights during the middle of a workout, I will tell you what the appropriate scaling or weight should be, but they are still preventing you from going as fast as you can. And a lot of times they are a skill limitation, like say overhead squats or squat snatches or in all of the gymnastics, that, you know, it's not until we kind of have to layer those things on top of our base of fitness, our base engine, that we grow without weights, without gymnastics. And that's a day like today. So I regret to inform you that I do have to interrupt the fun every couple of weeks, really once a cycle, maybe once every 2 cycles, to say we're going to do a singlet today. We're going to do one machine and one machine only, one movement only. And unfortunately, maybe you got to get used to it because we have Murph coming up, but we also have the Ringer Run coming up in the middle of June, and there are going to be singlet days as we try to up that aerobic capacity so that we can be competitive as 5K runners in June. But hey, I'm getting ahead of myself. What do we have today? Just 10 sprints on a rower at 500 meters. All right, and so if you are in a big class, because I know we've been getting people to come on Thursdays, that would be a sprint on the bike of 1,000 meters. All right, and it's probably going to go a little faster for you bikers, and that's okay. What are we looking for today? Well, Coach Brian had a really good idea on Monday's workout. That we noticed on the board. People wrote their fastest time and their slowest time for it was Tuesday, for our interval workout on Tuesday. We like that because what we're going to do today is rest 2 minutes in between our 500 meter intervals on the row. But it's not a 4-time workout. At the end of your 10 intervals, I don't care what the clock said. Do you know what I mean? I just want to know what your fastest one was and your slowest, because that tells me more. All right, and another thing that I'll say, we have to cap today, but you should be able to finish a 500 meter sprint in 2 minutes and 30 seconds or less. And if you're able to do that, then a 45-minute cap should not be crazy today. We won't have to spend a lot of time warming up because we're only doing the one movement. So we'll do a 500 meter interval, rest 2 minutes, another 500 meter interval, rest 2 minutes. And just to prove my point about the not caring about the 4 time, like what the clock said when you finish the workout, If your rest lasts longer or even less than 2 minutes, I won't know that, and I don't care. Because, you know, honestly, what I want is enough time for you to recover so that you can give it your all during an interval. We feel like a 2-minute rest is what's gonna, you know, allow the coach to end class on time. But if you feel like you need more than that, then take more. But just don't go over an hour in your class, because your coach has things to do and places to be. All right, so don't take advantage, but just know no one's gonna come around and make sure you're resting 2 minutes. And if you feel like you need a little bit of extra time, as long as it won't take you over the cap, then go for it. No one's gonna ask for it. Again, we'll write on the board fastest time, slowest time. So just so you know, my like if I looked at the clock at the end of the workout, it was like 37 minutes total for me to get through it all. I was somewhat, this happens every single time. I feel like this is gonna be rare today though. My slowest time was my first round, which is common for me, but then I never again did I go slower than the round before it. So I started my slowest and got faster every single time. I had a couple ties in there, but my fastest time was my last round. And I think that makes sense for everybody actually, because now you know you can empty the tank. So let's aim to have our fastest time be our last round today. You shouldn't have saved anything up. This is sprint day, right? So I know there's a lot to do, but a lot to consider here. But in practice, this is a pretty simple workout. Don't go over 45-minute cap. If you do, then we'll just take the intervals that you got done. No big deal. Again, we can't allow class to go over an hour today unless the coach chose to. But I'm protecting the coaches here. All right, guys, enjoy.